Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is March 23rd, 2021. And, if you saw the last video that I did on the death of the basketball legend Elgin Baylor, who passed away at the age of 86 on the 81st day of the year, I spoke about the number 22 in that video because Mr. Elgin Baylor, he wore the number 22 as a player. And, of course, the word basketball sums to 22. And if you saw that video, I made a prediction in that video where I said that the Clippers was going to defeat the Atlanta Hawks today and pick up their 28th win of the season, become 15-6 at home, and give the Atlanta Hawks their 21st loss of the season. And that's exactly what happened. Because these games are all rigged, just like how these players are also ritualistically murdered by the same code that I was discussing in that video. So if you saw this game, the Atlanta Hawks was destroying the Clippers. They couldn't miss until late in the third quarter, of course, when they allowed. Just look at the score. Not only were the Clippers down by 22, but they also won by 9 points. So that's a 31-point swing. How is that possible in under a little over 12 minutes? Because all this happened, late in the third quarter. I took a screenshot of the game, and notice. It was 88 to 66 with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. That's 22 points. A 22-point deficit. And then they win by 9. Okay, so if you didn't see the video, this is what I spoke about. I don't want to make this too long of a video because I have some other story that I want to cover. There was supposed to be a mass shooting at a supermarket. I definitely want to look into that because those are the things that really matter. The sports stuff, it matters because it does wake up a lot of people. But the things that matter is, stuff like this that are also done by the numbers, right? 10 people killed in mass shooting at a supermarket, right? These are the things that can eventually impact everyday people like you and me. But let's talk about Mr. Elgin Baylor real quick. So he died at the age of 86. He died 67 days before his upcoming birthday. The term blood sacrifice sums of 67 and 86. What I spoke about in my last video is how the Clippers had the chance to become 15-6 at home because their next opponent is the Philadelphia 76ers. And notice the gematria of Philadelphia 76ers is sums to 156. So the Clippers are going to host the 76ers in their next home game with a home record of 15-6 for the season. This is why they came back and won. It wasn't because, the Atlanta Hawks couldn't make a point in the fourth quarter. That's not the reason. If you saw the game, the Atlanta Hawks were doing just fine until late in the third quarter. I don't know what happened. What happened in the late in the third quarter? Maybe, they turned the magnets off, right? But, 28, right? So we spoke about the number 28 because the surname Baylor sums to 28. The Clippers picked up their 28th win of the season. And they gave the Atlanta Hawks their 21st loss of the season because Baylor's 73 to 21st prime. That's what happened. There's a lot of trolls on my Patreon recently. I don't know where these people come from. I really wish they would leave on their own. Because, when I give out picks like this and the team is down by 22, they start leaving all this negativity in my comment section because these people are still sheep. Unfortunately, they're trying to cross over into the woke section of the club. They're still over there with the sheeps. And every time a team is down, like for example today when the Clippers was down 22, I was getting all this hate mail, all this negativity. Oh, what happened to the Clippers? I thought you said the Clippers was going to win. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. He claims he knows gematria. This guy's a fraud. And then when they win, I can't even find those people. I was trying to look for that person. That the comments are not even there anymore. Like, I don't know if these people work for Vegas or, they're probably part of the you-know-who's. I don't know who these people are. These people come and go. Every now and then they come around and then I don't see them again. So, just if you on the Patreon, just ignore those people. Those people, they're probably working for the casinos. I'm really convinced that that's what's going on. Because where are these people coming from? It's like 1 month they're not there, the next month they are, and then they come back, and then it's like they come in waves, you know. And I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to influence people to go against the picks that I'm giving out. Because if I'm giving out the Clippers to win, and then they're in the comment section saying, you know, I think the Atlanta Hawks are going to win. I got the Hawks winning today. Really? You got the Hawks winning? Why? Because they was down. They was up by 22 points. Don't you know the games are rigged? Doesn't matter how much you're down by. It's the finals. And for those of you who debate this stuff, those of you on the YouTube land, I mean, come on. You're down by 20. Just think about it. There's only 12 minutes in a quarter? 12 minutes. How many mistakes can you make in those 12 minutes that you're going to have a 31-point turnaround like that? You have to make a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. We're talking about, okay, not only does the Clippers have to tie the game, which is a 22-point deficit, right? So they have to they have to score 22 while you score 0. So you have to let the other team score 22 points and you can't score not 1, not 2, not 1 point. You can't score. Then on top of that, they tie the game. You still have a chance to win. Just because the game is tied doesn't mean you lost. But now you give up an additional 9 points. So it's a 31-0 run. I don't get it. But look, they played a good first quarter. They played they won by 16 points in the second quarter. In the third quarter, you know, they was up, as we saw the picture, they was up by 22. But the Clippers did win that quarter at the end. At the end of the third quarter, the Hawks just collapsed. And then they was only able to score 20 points in the fourth, you know. And of course the sheep is gonna say because of the fatigue. And you know, they're not gonna mention the fact that the Clippers became 15-6. And they're also not gonna mention the fact that we predicted this way before the game started. You know, this video that I put out on Elgin Baylor, this was 7 hours ago. The Clippers game just ended. This was 7 hours ago. I only got 700 views. This video should have millions of views. Everybody that bets on sports should have saw this video. They would have made a lot of money today. Because if you would live bet the Clippers was, hey, you know what's funny? I looked on and there's 17 people watching NBA 17. I was looking at the FanDuel to see what the line was. The Clippers was favored. The line was at plus 860. Like 86, paying tribute to Mr. Elgin Baylor, who died at the age of 86. So that means if you bet $100 when they was down by 22 to win the game, you would have won $860. You bet 1,000, you win almost 9,000. You win 8,600. And I'm like, look at that. They plus 860. Oh my God, these people are gonna come back and win. And you know, notice right here, he wore the number 22 as a player. They was down by 22 points in that game. Undeniable stuff. Undeniable. I'm not going to go through the Elgin Baylor ritual because I already did a video on his death. And, yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys that sports is also rigged, just like how these people are dying by the numbers as well. Yesterday was also 322, you know, the number that identifies with Skull and Bones. There was a lot of 322 rituals in sports, like Juwan Howard, the head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. It was also 322 days until his upcoming birthday. When you write out Skull and Bones in Gematria Sums of 41, he picked up his 41st win of his career as a coach. This game was tricky. Double-coded game. I should have stood away from it, but it is what it is. You know, I like to gamble sometimes because there was also a narrative for the LSU Tigers to win. So I like to, you know, sometimes take a risk. Because these games, sometimes they double code it. Because I think they figured out that people are decoding the games, the rigged games. But notice how Skull and Bones is also 76. This number played big hockey today. The Rangers became 7-6 at home on Skull and Bones Day. The Hurricanes also had a 76 ritual in that game. And I erased the screenshot that I had. In the third quarter, the Hurricanes, they had 3 points and they had 22 shots. They had 22 shots, like 3-2-2. They kept that number up on the screen the entire quarter. So that's what's going on here. It's just, you know, rituals by the numbers. Yeah, so the Clippers scored 67 points. But I definitely want to get into this other news story because it's sick what they doing to people. They terrorized, There was probably a lot of people at that supermarket have no idea what's going on. And I wonder sometimes, are these people really dying? Are there really dead? Are there 10 dead? Are there really 10 dead people out there? Who knows, right? It can all be fake. It can all be a psy-off. But we will never really know. Just like how we won't know if Mr. Elgibert is really dead or if he's faking his death by the numbers. Doesn't really matter. What matters is it's done by the same repetitive code. And then they scored that legendary number, 119, right? All CNI is 119. So that's what, 229 points combined? I know 229 is the 50th prime. Not sure what the 229 means. Yeah, the double horns, What else is new? Right? That's how people say bye, nowadays. They put out the devil horns. Oh my God. Sick stuff. It's a sick world we live in. But thanks to the 6 people or 18 people watching the video. And yeah, so check out that video that I did on Elgin Baylor. I predicted this game. Sports pick. Made some money off this. You would have gained some knowledge. You would have gained some understanding. And you would also gain some revenue. 706 views, like 76. The Skull and Bones number. I can't begin to tell you how many times they do that to my videos. Like it'll be stuck on a number that I spoke about in that video. But yeah, look out for that blog post. I don't know if I'll make a video because then my channel get taken. I'll discuss these mass shootings or these big psy-offs. I have a big strike on in my email address. In my email saying that my channel got struck down. So good night, everybody. It's 1:21. Perfect time to end the live stream. You guys enjoy the rest of your weekday, your weekday, your Tuesday, your Monday. Goodbye, everybody. Take care.